It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting? Are you enjoying how it evolves? You like the fresh new desire that focuses within you? Feels good to want? Yes, the answer is yes. Yes. If there is any hesitation about whether you enjoy your desire or not, it must surely be because you have not quite yet figured out how to always be a vibrational match to your own desire. The only reason the desire ever feels uncomfortable is when a new desire is focused within you, but you have contradictory energy within you. Have you ever been assigned to someone? Maybe it's a wife or a husband. Maybe it's a work partner, where the two of you have a singular objective but different approaches to it. And you both think you're right. More importantly, you both think the other one isn't. And so you're just sort of tugging at each other on your way to your common objective, but it is such a rough ride. It's like two horses being joined by that yoke between them and each wanting to go a different direction rather than pulling together. Even though the objective is to go forward because they are not working in cooperation with one another, it is an uncomfortable experience. And sometimes you are like both of those horses. Your desire is pulling one way, but your belief or expectation is pulling another. We call it not in alignment. Only we are talking about vibrational alignment. So when you desire something and you don't believe it, you've got that pulling apart within you. And when that pulling apart is happening, when you are misaligned from your own source and from your own desire, what happens is you feel negative emotion. That's what negative emotion means. It means you are introducing a signal, a vibrational signal, that doesn't match your desire. So today, as we are moving forward, we want to talk about how to bring yourself into alignment. Sometimes our physical friends feel uncomfortable with the idea of beliefs because beliefs feel like concrete. Some of them you've been carrying around for quite a long time. And when you have a belief that you've been practicing, that's all a belief is a thought that you keep thinking. It's a practiced thought. It's a thought that is so practiced that it comes forth more naturally. You might even say it's your tendency of thought. You are prone to that thought. That thought comes more easily than another thought. So when the contrast of your experience causes you to introduce into your own creative endeavor a desire that goes beyond where your prone thoughts or the thoughts of tendency are, then you begin to get this sort of push-pull thing happening within yourself. And that's why you do not wholeheartedly sometimes say to us, yes, we are gloriously excited about our new desire, and even though our desire is not yet manifested, we still understand the life-giving power of the desire. That's really where we want you to come to. We want you to be exhilarated when a new desire is born within you, even though as the new desire is born within you, you do not feel completion of it. Even though it is not yet manifested, we want you to feel excited about the energy that is flowing to you and through you as a result of your new conclusion, your new desire. You are source energy in physical bodies. You didn't just start with your physical birth. You are powerfully focused source energy in these physical bodies being powerful creative focusers out here on the leading edge of thought. You were born to conclude new desires. So when a new desire is born within you, there's a summoning of source energy through the focusing mechanism, which is you. We're talking about one of those two horses. That desire is pulling through you in a powerful way. That desire gives you energy. That desire is clarity. It is the source energy. It's the energy that creates worlds. And you are harnessing it, so to speak, and funneling it through this focus. And as it focuses through you, it is source energy. You cannot help but focus source energy because you are a focusing being. You perceive through all of your physical senses. You are in the perfect dynamic environment where the contrast causes you to conclude. In other words, you could not stop wanting if you tried. Many of you do try to stop wanting, but you can't. You are born preferers. It's just the way everything has been established. It is the way the entire universe functions. So here you are out here on the leading edge, concluding constantly new desires. Some of them you are able to speak. Some of them are happening at cellular levels. You are concluding desires at all levels of your being. That part just happens. The part that we are wanting you to be more aware of is, once the desire is focused within you, how in alignment with that desire are you? And you were born with emotions that let you know your state of alignment. The better you feel, the more in alignment you are. The worse you feel, the more out of alignment you are. And if you are out of alignment, which means you don't feel good, which means negative emotion is present, it is always because you've got some tendency of thought, some habit of thought, some belief that you've picked up somewhere along your physical trail that is dominant within your vibrational pattern right now. So you've got these two horses pulling against each other, and that's why you do not feel so good. Have you ever seen a child? It's easier to see with children, although you can see it with everyone. This child who behaves one way with one adult and a very different way with another adult. It feels like it's not even the same child. And it's because one adult is activating one vibration in the child and the other is activating another. In other words, you find a flaw in someone, focus upon it, make it an active vibration within you, and that person will give it to you so much that you think it's the only personality trait they have. You find something in someone that you adore, make that your dominant vibration, and they will shine for you every time you get together. And there's a tendency to say, because you make me feel good and you make me feel bad, you're good and you're bad. And we say, it's all up to you. You get to choose what aspects within you are activated. And that's what we're talking about here. Making the vibration of your choice the dominant active vibration. That's why people wonder why their prayers aren't being answered. They pray with such earnest from a vibration that is activated, that is opposite of the very thing that they're asking for. So the way you deactivate a vibration is by, Jesus said it, turning the other cheek. You have to ignore it. You have to turn your attention to something different from it. And when you turn your attention to something different from it, it is not activated unless you turn your attention to something just like it. In other words, I hate that and I hate that too. And I hate that and I hate that and I hate that and I hate all of that. Well, that doesn't serve you very well. So the way you activate a vibration is by choosing something else. But if you've got a vibration going on within you, it isn't easy to choose something different from it because law of attraction is responding to what you have activated. So you say, well, I'm stuck in this hole. How do I get out of this hole? And we say, think about not being in the hole. But when you think about not being in the hole, you're thinking about being in the hole and just not wanting to be in the hole. So we say, think about being somewhere else. Activate something else. And you do it little by little by little. And that's the point of the game or process of virtual reality, where just for a moment, you practice something that feels good until little by little by little, within a few days, you will have convinced yourself that you have the power to activate anything that you choose to activate. And once you begin playing this game, wonderful things happen to you. The first thing that happens is you show yourself you can choose more deliberately. The next thing that happens is you get so hooked on this feeling. Esther said to Jerry, it's addictive. She had such fun in her own mind as she is driving. She almost didn't want to talk to anyone. She didn't want to be distracted from the stream of thought that she was finding. She said, this is addictive, this good feeling. Once you get 2 or 3 days into it, you want to keep it up. And once you get 2 or 3 days into it, a negative thought feels very, very obvious. You feel less willing to tolerate the accidental activation of something that does not feel good. So what must be your motivation? This is really key. You have to want to play this game because you want to feel good. Because if you want to play the game because you've got some issue that you want to deactivate, when you get in the game, you activate the issue. We were visiting with a really wonderful woman who was really getting the sense of our process. And so she began. She chose a beach. And she chose the sun high in the sky. And she chose the sun feeling very good on her skin. And she was dressed in something very casual with lots of bare skin, enjoying the sun and the wind. And her feet were moving through the cool, damp sand. And it was a delicious moment. Everyone wanted to go there with her. And then we said, who else is there? And she said, my son. At which point, her virtual reality went south. Because Mother's Day had just happened, and she had just been disappointed by her relationship with her son, so she brought him into her virtual reality to see if she couldn't fix things. And we said, virtual reality is not a place where you fix anything. Virtual reality is a place where you show yourself that it's easy to choose good feeling thoughts. There's a human tendency to say, in order for me to be in a place of well-being, I have to solve all of the problems that are not of well-being. But the problem with that is, every time you work on one of those problems, you activate it. And then you got that 2-horse thing going on in your vibration where you're pulling against yourself. Sometimes as we talk about the art of allowing, people think that what we mean is looking at horrible things and saying that's okay. We don't mean that at all. Art of allowing is getting good at not looking at horrible things. Art of allowing is getting so good at choosing thoughts that feel good that you allow source energy that is natural to you to flow to you. And every one of you would be doing that if somebody hadn't vacuumed up spiders when you were little. Every one of you would right now be allowing your well-being in a very full function if you hadn't learned your behavior from somebody else who had somehow come to believe that there were bad things out there that you have to protect yourselves from. It is our promise to you that there is nothing that you need to protect yourself from. It is our promise to you that there is nothing that you can protect yourself from. You cannot get armies big enough. You cannot get your watchdogs in enough places to protect you. And every effort you make holds you in a vibrational pattern that will not allow the well-being that you deserve and want that is your natural legacy. You cannot get a big enough army. You cannot get a big enough jail. You cannot get enough restraint. You cannot stop that which you are a vibrational match to. But you can practice a vibration that allows the well-being that is your natural birthright and legacy. We are eager to visit with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing that is off limits. Every question is inspired from some level of your experience, and we are delighted to address it. It is our desire to assist you in recognizing your own well-being, and we will guide you in every way we can to a vibration that allows the well-being that you are asking for. Together, in this collective conference of physical and non-physical energies, we will focus upon your desires and amplify them, which is not necessary for the achievement of them. In the amplification of your desire, where we are all focused similarly, we will be one very strong horse. The question is, how much in alignment will we be able to achieve with the other horse? Sometimes you think that just goosing up your desire is all that is necessary. If I can just speak it more clearly, if I can just know it more strongly, if I can just want it harder. And we say, you want it enough. You have enough desire going on within you for 20 or 30 lifetimes. That's not where your work is. Your work is in getting into vibrational harmony with the well-being that is natural to you. And we'll go after that today with ease and joy.